again. It's a rich thing.
Welcome back to another video, guys. So I'm going to do a Lazy Girl set today. I love a Lazy Girl set. But I've got some brand new polygels to show you from Born Pretty. Some of these are in the old packaging. These 4 in the packets, or the old packaging. This one. And the new packaging, they're getting fancy pants. Look at that. I do like new packaging. So this is one of the new packaging. I think there's new colours as well. This is AB12. They're all foil sealed still. The ingredients on the back still. So that's just showing you the old one and the new one. They have got different numbers and stuff now. So this is AB12. It's like a paley, creamy nude. I really like it. This was my favourite today. This is the one I used. Look at that. Beautiful. So that was AB01. Turn my lights down just so you can see how beautiful it is. I think on the website it'll tell you what are the old numbers and what are the new numbers in the new packaging, because it confuses me. So this is 03 in the old packaging. Again, I couldn't show you this, but this has got a beautiful little colour shift, like pinky. It had pinks in there and like a greeny blue in there. I really struggle to show you on camera. These things are so much more pretty in real life. In your face. You can't see it. Barely. Let's get on with it. Come on, Ag. So this is number 04. This is stunning as well. So this is more of a purple shimmer. Look at the colours in that. Oh my gosh. It's really pretty. And lastly, 05 is a pink. So this has not got any colour shift or anything. It's just a beautiful jam-packed shimmery pink, isn't it? Really, really pretty colours. I like all of them. So I'm using these tips. These tips came in the Crediu glue gel and tips kit. They're pre-buffed, and I love these tips specifically for the Lazy Girl method because they've got a really big high apex. They're not great for the full cover tips glue kit for me personally. They're too curved, but for Lazy Girl method they are fantastic because they've got plenty of room for the product. So a quick bit of nail prep. You need to get all your cuticles pushed back like that, and then use the other end of the cuticle pusher and scrape away any dead skin. If you put the polygel over the top of any of this dead skin, it's going to cause lifting. So if you've got any dead skin on your nail plate, just scrape it away best you can. And then you need to use a buffer and get all the shine off your natural nails. Use a really, really fine grit file or buffer. Nothing harsh. Just buff the shine off and scratch them up a bit. So I'm using Born Pretty dehydrator and Born Pretty primer. Really good dousing of the dehydrator. And then nail primer, just a tiny bit. You only need a tiny bit of primer. And then I'm going to use Born Pretty's base coat. Give them a really nice, thin, even coat of the base coat. And then I'm going to stick them in the lamp for 30 seconds. Guys, you can get a huge 22% off Born Pretty. My code is Aggie20. Remember that. It's not Aggie22. It's Aggie20. But it does actually give you 22% off. Ha! It's the best one I've got, I think. Right, so I'm using 70% alcohol as my slip solution. Just giving my brush a really good clean off. Make sure there's no bits of glitter in it and gunks and stuff like that. Right, so I'm going to start with my pinky. And I've got my tips upside down because we're doing Lazy Girl method. And I'm starting just with the tips. I wanted a bit of a glitter fade with my tips using the glittery Mylar. I think it's got Mylar in it as well. So I've just put a little blob in the bottom of the tip. Keep it really thin at the tip as well. You don't need any strength or structure down at that tip. So keep it quite thin. And I'm just fading it halfway up. I'm just going to really thin it off. Yeah, just thin it off about halfway up that nail. Just like that. And I'm going to stick that in the lamp for 60 seconds. And I've done exactly the same on the pointer finger. This is the pointer finger. So exactly the same. When you're doing Lazy Girl method as well, guys, make sure you get that polygel right up the sides of that tip like I'm doing there. Right up the sides to the edge of that tip. Or you end up with transparent bits and it just looks ugly. So make sure you completely fill the sides of that tip. And again, I'm just going to fade it off about half. I did this one a bit too high up actually, but it doesn't matter. Fade it off, fade it off, fade it off. And I'm going to stick that in the lamp for 60 seconds as well. So that was the pinky and the pointer. I've done the glitter fade in both of those and I've cured it. Right, so I've pulled out Pearl Pink 02. This is a different colour. And this is what we're going to use to attach these nails to my nails now. So I've put a little bit in the cuticle area. You want to keep it quite thin at the cuticle area, and again make sure you get it right up the sides of them tips. And then I've just faded it off down the nail, really thin, faded it off all the way down that nail. So I'm going to place it onto my nail. Look, I still had gaps missing there. You've got to make sure you fill them gaps, because if you have transparent bits it just looks ugly. Right, so now I'm just going to place it onto my nail quite firmly but gentle as well. You don't want to squish it all out the sides of that tip, but you do want to make sure it's fully attached. So once I'm happy with that, that's going to get a full cure now for 60 seconds. And this one, I don't know where the footage went. I wasn't recording or I had it on pause, I'm not sure. This is just a full nail using that Pearl Pink. So I just thought I'd show you applying that. Make sure it's pressed down and there's no air bubbles or gaps at that cuticle area. And that's going to get a full cure as well. So I'm just going to show you this middle finger. This is going to be the same as the pinky and the pointer, but I've switched it around. Instead of doing glitter at the tip, I'm doing the pink at the tip. So exactly the same thing. I'm keeping it really thin, filling that tip. Get it right up the sides. I'm always stressing. And it's because I used to always miss gaps at the sides. And after it had cured, I'd have transparent bits all the time. So that's why I always stress to make sure you get it up the sides of that tip. So just like with the glitter one, I've just faded that off up the nail. I did a really bad job of fading that off actually. You'll see it in a minute. And I'm going to stick that in the lamp as well for 60 seconds. So now that's cured, we're going to use the glitter polygel to attach this to our nails. It's exactly the same as how we used the pink on the other nails, we're just using the transparent. So keep it quite thin at that cuticle area, and the thickest part of the nail is that apex that I showed you at the beginning. And there's a really good amount of room in these tips for the apex, I really like them. So again, I've faded that glitter polygel down over the back of that pink and just press it on. Really firm, but just not enough that it squishes out the sides. And if any does squish out the sides, use your brush and some alcohol and wipe it away. So I'm going to do these last two off camera, guys. Voila, there we go. That's them all on. So I'm just using some alcohol and a lint-free wipe because I have got them a little bit sticky, full of my sticky fingerprints. Get rid of any stickiness. And because there's no filing and shaping, I do like to file around the edge of the tip on my side walls and cuticle, just because I can see the edge of that tip and I don't like it. It's kind of squared off, so I just get rid of the harshness on the edge of that tip. That's all I'm doing, just blending it in at the side walls and cuticle area, just so you can't see the edge of that tip, literally. And then I'm going to use a buffer and I'm going to buff off all the shiny surface on these tips as well, so we can get some nail art and stuff put on them. Right guys, so that's them. They've had all the shiny surface buffed off. Excuse me while I stop for a chocolate break. Right, I'm using Born Pretty Super Top Coat. Fantastic top coat. Look at this for a top coat cam, guys. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. That glitter polygel, look. Stunning, isn't it? I couldn't help myself but show you like that. Ooh, absolutely gorgeous. So they've all been cured in a lamp for 30 seconds. Look how glossy that super top coat is. I love it. So this is, I missed the colour there, but I think these are in the new Silky White series now. I will try and find this colour and list it below. So I'm just going to paint the free edge on this ring finger in this pink. So I'm just painting a smile line. Then I'm going to use this little brush just to paint the corners. And then I'm going to use the brush out the bottle just to save a bit of time. This is a good little brush as well, guys, from Born Pretty. I think they've got these in a few different lengths, and I always forget about them. So I'm not going to cure this gel polish. I'm going to leave it wet because I'm going to sprinkle one of my new glitters into it. If you've not seen these glitters, guys, I think it was the last video I did. It was a collection of 12 from Colours World, and they are absolutely stunning and perfect for things like this. So I'm just going to sprinkle this one. I was deciding whether to leave it like that because I really liked it, and I very nearly changed my mind, but nope, I went with the glitter. So I've sprinkled the glitter into that wet gel polish, tap off all that excess, and I'm going to give that a double cure just to make sure it's completely cured, and then just brush it off with a stiff nail brush. I'm glad I went with the glitter because that is beautiful. Right, look at this, guys. It's a little butterfly with a little dangly thing. I'm going to stick that on my nail. So I'm using quite a thick rhinestone glue for this. And I'm just going to stick it on and flash cure it into place. And I'm going to use some more of the rhinestone glue just to go all around the sides of that butterfly and make sure it's really, really well stuck down. And I've got a little rose. I'm going to stick a little rose on there and some rhinestones. So I'll probably just let you watch now, guys, and I'll be back at the end. There we go, guys. So I didn't show sticking all the rhinestones on. Look at this little dangly. I love it. It's quite heavy, you know. I've been playing with it all day. It is quite heavy. I absolutely love how these turned out. Super quick, easy way to do nails. And because they're quick and easy, it makes me feel like spending that little bit extra time on decorating them. That glitter polygel, I think that is my new favourite glitter polygel that I've got. It is beautiful, and I think it would look different over different colour nails. Anyway, guys, that is it for today. Don't forget, I've got a huge 22% discount code for Born Pretty. I will try my best to leave links to everything I have used in my description box. Please remember to give the video a quick thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and hopefully I'll see you all back in my next one. Take care, bye.